Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
The Haba the Ravensburger tell a story here. What you have here is a memory game that when you're done collecting your pieces, that it tells a story, and it gives you scenes, and the children tell the story. So it's imagination in it. This is it's memory. The pieces are limited, so if you're playing with 3 people or 2 people, 50% of the chance. Well, not 50%, but there's a good chance you're going to get one of your pieces. It's not that type of memory game that's very frustrating, so the memory part of it's easier. This game is really about telling a story and using your children's imagination. It's not a bad little game to play at bedtime. When you want to tell a story and get the imagination going of your kids, you can use this as a wind-down mechanism, which I have done before. The artwork is super cute. The game is easy to play. Most people know how to play memory. You don't even need to look at the rules, really. You can play up to 5 players. And I think, somewhere around 4 is a good... The box says 4. 4 or 5 is a good time to introduce this. My kids still like to play memory, but the storytelling elements was going to draw them in on this game. For me right now, it's still a keeper for kids. They get quite a bit of play out of it, and they love telling the different stories. Here's Ravensburger's Tell a Story. You have some... really elegant. I just really like this artwork, and my kids were really attracted to it. It's just very neat and very warming. I like that type of artwork there. So the box is way too big for what you need. You're gonna get some black and white instructions on the little page. This appears to be somewhat of an older game. You're gonna get. This tells you which story that you'll be playing. And you just randomly take one of these. Very nice. And these will match the artwork on a set of normal tiles. And each player will get one of these, but these are really nice. These tiles are very thick, very nice. The artwork is so cute. I mean, it is just really neat. I like it a lot. So that's really all the components. You get a few tiles. That's really it. They're nice. The artwork is cute. There isn't a whole lot to say about it. The little, this insert is really nice. Everything fits really nice, but man, it could have been a lot smaller. That's the components for Tell a Story. The rules for Tell a Story, they're printed on black and white cheap paper, but the rules are super clear. You look at it, you know it's memory, you play it, and you tell a story. Very easy to understand, and kids can go off and play this by themselves. They don't need adult supervision while they're playing it. Okay, so the game will be set up. You're going to have a series of 5 cards, and you'll randomly get which character you're trying to collect, okay? And each player can have a set of 5 cards. The more players, the more cards there'll be. You can set up some dummy ones if you want to make it a little bit more difficult. At its essence, this is just a memory game. You're going to pull over one. If it meets your character, you keep it, and you go again as long as you're picking up your own. If it isn't your own, it goes back down. The next player goes, and they collect theirs. Once you have all 5 of your tiles, elimination, they should start, you maybe help the others or whatever. Anyway, that's the first phase of the game. The second phase of the game is you will put these together to create a story. And what the kids will do is they will decide what the story is going to be. So you might do something like this.
The little Indian boy went out to go hunting because he was so happy that he got his new bow and arrow. And he saw this bunny who was eating a carrot. And a butterfly flew by right in the middle of the day. He was so happy he's going to get to use his bow and arrow. Oh, I don't know. So then he pulled out his bow and arrow, and the bunny was scared as he was eating the carrot. And he started to cry, and the boy wondered why he wanted to harm him in the first place. That maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, and he was so torn by it. So he decided to take the bunny home and to be friends with him and to live happily ever after. Whatever. So, and my kids, when they play this, will make up 10,000 different stories, and most of the game's going to end up being telling the stories after the memory element. So if you are looking for some like a memory type game, this isn't a bad one because you have the story and imagination that will go with it afterwards. So this isn't a terrible, if you're looking for a memory variant or some kind of memory game, to start with this one because it gives you a little bit more in the storytelling element.
This game, if your kid has an imagination, likes to tell stories, likes that sort of thing, which most kids do, that's something I think that is driven out of kids as they get older. This is a really fun one if you want to do a bedtime story routine. This is a good one to start out with. It's the same 5 stories tiles, sets of tiles, so at some point it'll become monotonous and redundant, but I think you get a lot of play out of it. The kids tend to like to tell the same stories over and over, and they enjoy that. My kids always want the same stories. So tell those stories. Not the greatest game in the world, but it's a good memory variant where you have the storytelling element attached to it. I think that's going to appeal to people. So that's why I'd recommend it too.